Okay, in this lesson, I want to talk about content-aware options, content-aware tools in Photoshop that have been added in newer version of Adobe Photoshop. I think it's a start from Adobe Photoshop CS6 and it's continued and it's available in the newer version of Adobe Photoshop also. Okay, content-aware options are available in Edit. You see, it's available in content-aware scale also, and it's available in fill, content-aware in this also. Okay, if I select that, it will be enabled on that area. What content aware does, the first options of content aware is the content aware scale. If I want to scale down these image, I can, for example, change this to the free transform, and you see that it's a kind of distortion and my image is getting very bad looking and it's not good. You see that it just pressed out, and I don't want this. I just want to scale this image without losing quality, without getting distortion on my image. Okay, I can use content aware scale. Okay, let me show you what content aware does actually. Okay, let's select our image and go to edit and click on content aware scale. Once you click, you see that this region is appear, and if I drag this to this area, you see that I can scale down my image without getting distortion, and you see it's a very complex algorithm from Adobe that have been added in Photoshop, and you see that if I change the scale, I cannot take any distortion to my image, and the image is very good, and I can, for example, change the size from here and use the crop, wait for processing down and use crop in this area, and you see that I have a very perfect portrait image in here without losing quality, without getting distortion and any of those things. Okay, it's very cool, it's very good to using the content aware scale without getting distortion inside of Photoshop. The first one is removing an object in Photoshop. Maybe you're familiar how to remove objects and how to remove area, clone different kinds of places and image. For example, using this clone stamp, using the Heal tool, or maybe you can use the camera raw filters, or maybe other areas. For example, if I select the clone stamp and press Alt and click in here, you see that I can clone different parts of area in here in my image, and I can delete some part of image. It's good, it's very time consuming, it's work sometimes, but there is a very new tool inside of Photoshop that lets you remove any objects, anything that you have selected in your image in one click. Okay, let me show you. First, you have to select which part of your image you want to remove, for example, this area. And I have to mention that it's not working in all situation. In some situation, you can't use this content aware fill, and you have to use clone tool, you have to use different other tools, but in other situations, it will work perfectly. Okay, I have selected this part of my image, and if I go to edit, in fill, I can use content aware, and in here, if it's not selected, go to this drop-down menu and select content aware. Once I select, click OK and wait a moment. You see that it's not working at all because our selection is not good, and I have mentioned that it's not working in most situations. If I use, for example, this area of my image and I go to edit, fill, and in here you see that I have my content aware. If it's not chosen, go to drop down menu and choose content aware and click OK. Once I click OK, you see that it's not working good, but in most situations it's working. For example, if I use this area, I select this and go to edit, content aware, and you see that it's working and changing different parts of my image, and you have to repeat this process to get a very good result. And in most image you can get a perfect result with just one click, but in this image that we have more detail, it's very complex to do all of them in one process. You see that it's working, and I can select this area. Where is this? Maybe this area, and I can do this fill and content aware, and you see it's working in these area, but we have to use other options also instead of them to perfectly remove this object. You see that I can use that. If I open another image, for example, let me open another image in here, maybe this image, and if I open this and for example, I want to select this area and remove that with just one click in content aware, or maybe this area. It's good. And go to edit, fill, content aware, and you see that it just cloned one area to another area, and it's cleaned that area that you've selected. Okay, and maybe another area, maybe this tiny area in here, and click go fill and content aware. You see that it's completely gone with just one click. It's very good. It's very nice. You have to combine different other tools, for example clone stamp, heal tools, with this content aware to take a very good result on your image.